Why don't good dads get restraining orders against bad moms?
Because they're good dads. They're trying to do the right thing for their kids is the reason why. They're trying to protect their kids, and oftentimes they feel that if they stay in the relationship, at least they're there to protect the kids from the abusive mother. Unfortunately, what that really does is set the dads up to then become abused themselves, and then eventually mom's going to play the victim and get a DVRO, a domestic violence restraining order, against the good dad, and he's going to get kicked out, and then he's going to turn around and say like, well, this isn't fair, she's the abusive one. And it's like, dude, if you really thought she was the abusive one, you should have pulled the trigger earlier. You should have gone ahead and get that restraining order against her sooner. You need to protect your kids by getting the restraining order against a bad mom who's abusive. If she's abusive to you, that means she's abusive to the kids. If it's happening, you need to get into court and do something about it. And if you don't know how to do that, you should come check out dadslawschool.com. Our VIP program is designed to teach dads how to represent themselves in family court, how to get the tools you need to argue to the judge that you're a great dad, that mom's being abusive, and the kids are being negatively impacted. Go check out the VIP program today at dadslawschool.com, and remember, I think you're freaking awesome. If you want more time with your kids, join our VIP program today.
This is how to flirt with a girl if you see her out in public and you want to go talk to her. To start off, here's what you don't do. You don't go up to her and say, hey, I thought you were really pretty, like I just wanted to come and talk to you. Because then she's just going to be like, thanks, that's so sweet. And then where the hell do you go from there? What you need to do instead is start a conversation that actually produces a dialogue so that she can, bounce back and forth and you guys can actually catch a vibe from each other. A cute intro a guy once did for me was he came up and asked for like a fun coffee order because he wanted to try something new. And I was like, oh my god, that's so sweet, let's have a chat. Now once you're in the conversation, let me preface, you don't know how long she's been there, you don't know how long she wants to be there, you don't know if she even likes talking to you. Keep the conversation short, sweet, casual, fun. The worst thing you could possibly do is annoy her with your presence because then she'll just never be receptive. After you have this short, sweet dialogue, you want to throw in a non-invasive call to action. What I mean by that is like if you're talking about books, for example, be like, oh, maybe I can get some of your book recommendations sometime. And then the most important part, give her your number. Give her your number. Don't ask for her number, give her yours. Because you never want to go up to someone and just start demanding things. Like if you are the one going up to her, you want to be the one offering something. Offer her your number. And the best way you could do this is like write it down on like a little napkin or something. That's so sweet and endearing. But yeah, just in general, don't be a creep, don't be weird. You guys are probably both really normal people. So I'm sure she'll appreciate you coming up to her in person because that's a really hard thing to do.
Passport bro haters, their logic is you're not going to be able to find a woman to go 50-50 with you in these countries. Like you think someone in, Philippines or Asia is going to want to go 50-50, and that's not the point. My rent here is, she can, but she doesn't have to, because my rent here is $300 a month. She can literally pursue whatever her passion is and see if that makes money, and there's no pressure on her. Where in America, there's just pressure on both people in the relationship because it's an economics thing. I think a lot of American relationships would get a lot better if every guy made $300,000 a year. And that's kind of like what it is to leave the country. When you leave the country with a US salary, I have a remote US job, it feels like you're making $300K and you carry yourself differently. I think I'm able to have more free time to date. I'm able to provide more for my partner. I'm able to set up a life structure that's really beneficial for both of us. And the problem is American women don't have that option. There's not a currency somewhere else where a guy can come to America and instantaneously, 4x his buying power. And I think that's just one of the gripes, and it's just the way it is.
I want to ask all the men who follow me something. Be very honest in the comments. How many of you are trapped in a marriage or a toxic relationship right now because you are terrified of losing your kids? How many of you know that divorce means getting absolutely by tens of thousands of dollars in lawyer fees, losing half of your house, half your stuff, and watching her also go after the business that you broke your back for years to build? How many of you are getting yelled at, disrespected, unappreciated, and treated like straight up garbage in your own home while not getting laid in years? I see you, my dudes. I do. There are far too many of you. I read all of your messages daily. Listen to me. It's not worth it. Stop being a hostage in your own house. Don't become a human doormat for the kids. Your children don't need to watch their father get emasculated and destroyed every single day. Yes, leaving is going to hurt like the fight will be brutal, but this slow, miserable that you're living right now, that's not a life. Keep your dignity, stay strong, and fight back. Your kids will respect you more for for it, and you will thank yourself for that.
And you know, men are looking, because a lot of modern women, they're excited, they are enthusiastic, and they're trying to create vibes. And what men are noticing and what's making them, and this is what, well, you know, the vibes were off. He doesn't really feel like he's romantic, felt like more like he was a friend. In some instances, that's a man being cautious and saying, is she really like this? Or is she just putting on? That would be a woman's form of love bombing. You'd be love bombing a man. Oh, I'm so into you. I'm so interested. When really you're not interested. You just, you know, trying to put your emotions out there and act like you're so excited to get him to pay for that expensive dinner.
I don't care how chronically single you are, how much you hate being alone, how lonely you feel. Every single day that you wake up and you're not in a draining relationship with a person who drains your life force and energy, that's something to be grateful for. You need to remember to be grateful for that, because it's not even because loneliness sucks, but the loneliness of being with someone who sucks, way worse, way worse. I never said that it's not okay to want a relationship. It's a very normal human thing. We've been doing this for millions of years. We're very unlikely to stop. Why would we stop doing that? We're going to want a relationship. That's how it works. But sometimes we get a little antsy and desperate for something. And that's when we lose our discernment. We want to see good in the people that we're dating, the people that we're getting to know, because we want so badly for them to be good for us so that we can stop being alone, which is why we sometimes end up with bad people who are mean and they suck. I just want to tell you that you are not with one of those. And if you're not with one of those, just give yourself a pat on the back for not getting with one of those and not rushing so hard that you get into one of those, because you don't need that. And I trust that if you're patient and you really suss people out, then you could end up really happy. So
that lady got on that live podcast and told them people proudly that her boyfriend helped nurse her back to health after 2 brain surgeries, cleaned her, wiped her, and now that she's feeling all better and feeling grown at 24, she trying to figure out how long she got to stay with him until she can feel appreciated, because they haven't been going on dates because his money kind of slow right now. And they were so graceful to her while also getting in her. Because me, I would have said, and that's why I can't be on no podcast, because I would have said, what do you mean you don't feel appreciated? He wiped your. After calling her saying, I then would have asked her, is this way of thinking the result or the aftermath of having 2 brain surgeries? And so you can see why I don't have a podcast. Anyway, blessings to her. Thank you.
You gotta be difficult, Danielle. I'm telling you, anything that's not aligning with what you want, you starve out that behavior. And you want that man to even potentially swing your way, you gotta show him through your behavior that you have better options.
Men want peace, not difficulty. Hello, it is I, Gentleman, Black Spider Guy, but pay attention. Which demographic is most likely to not get married? I'll give you a hint. It starts with the letter B. Pay attention. You think that leaving one man is going to allow for you to go to another? If the behavior has not changed, pay attention. If the behavior has not changed, then you will repeat the same cycle of being alone. Pay the attention. Teaching women who already statistically have a low chance of finding a husband to be more difficult is pay the attention. Is setting them up for disaster.
I'ma say that the guys who be most concerned with women's body count is the men that they not.
Every who care about
I don't know too many dudes who had the ability in their life to pick and choose the woman that they wanted that was concerned about what a woman was doing, bruh. The only dudes who got time to speculate about who a woman with is the is she not with? Like, let's just be practical for a moment, bruh. Like, if I'm with, excuse me if I'm with the, when do I have time to hate on them? Like, let's just be practical for a moment, bruh. Like, if I'm with them, when do I have time to hate on them? The dudes who be mad about who women choose and how they choosing to move and how they want to spread themselves around is the dudes that's not getting no play, bruh.
You agree or disagree?
Well, that was my question. My question was, is there a deeper reason as to why men say that? Is it because maybe you don't want her to be more experienced with somebody that has a bigger than you? No, just a genuine.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
And you also have to start asking the question, like, why is anybody shocked that the good men are going extinct? Like, the good men are moving away. Like, why is that something that you're like, oh man, you know, that they just up and disappeared? No, they didn't. I'm seeing you out here messing with other guys. I'm seeing you out here not being serious. I'm seeing you out here prioritizing chaos, drama, the quick buck, basically, the short-term play. I'm seeing you out here rewarding that versus somebody that's stable, makes good money, and has their stuff together, a long-term partner. You don't want that guy right now. You want that guy when you're 35 or 40.
As women, can't we just be honest about the fact that a lot of girls aren't lonely because they can't find a decent man who's respectable, or men aren't men anymore? They're lonely because the expectations of what they want out of a relationship do not equate with who they are in relationships. You say you want a man who's emotionally mature, but whenever you're losing an argument, you start crying. That's emotional manipulation. Some of y'all want a man who's consistent, but you don't even post content consistently, let alone go to the gym consistently. And don't get me started on the meal plan you said you were going to start 3 weeks ago for your winter arc. You want a man with great communication skills, but you crashed out on the last one because you thought he was gaslighting you or manipulating you or he was a narcissist. Stop letting people get you out of character. That means you don't have good communication skills. All I'm saying is you can't expect a high value partner when you are not a high value partner. This fantasy idea that all the men are the bad ones and all the girls are just 10 out of 10s waiting for someone perfect. You're not perfect. 10 out of 10 is perfect. You're not perfect. And neither is the man that is also on your level. But you won't even give him a chance because in your mind, you're a 10 and he's a 5. But in reality, you're both 6s. Sit with that. The uncomfortable truth here, ladies, is that the dating market and the men are not the only problem. For a lot of the girls, self-awareness is the problem. Because you can't want better when you're not better.
Pay attention to this video.
Ignore a woman and she gets curious. Ignore a man and he disappears for good. The difference between the two is self-respect. A man will not put his pride on the line for anyone, not even for the person he loves most. The second he feels unwanted, he does not chase harder, he goes silent. Not to play games, not to teach you a lesson. Something inside him just turns off. A man can love you with everything in him. He can give you his time, his loyalty, his protection, his future plans. But the moment he starts feeling like an option or a backup, his first instinct is not to fight for his place. It is to walk away from it. And when he walks, it is rarely loud. It is quiet. It is permanent. He will not beg to be seen. He will not argue, wait for basic respect. He will just remove himself from anywhere he feels small. So if you ever decide to test his silence, be ready for the distance that follows. Ask yourself honestly, are you protecting your self-respect or trading it for attention you do not even need?
Why don't masculine women end up with masculine men?
This is a better statement. Behind every strong-ass woman is a soft-ass man. You have to understand that opposites attract. Opposites attract. So a feminine man, a weak man, a beta man is going to be attracted to the masculinity in that woman. See, he's okay with her making all of the decisions. He's okay with falling in line to what she has going on. He's attracted to the strength in that woman. But no masculine man is ever attracted to a masculine woman because a man of that status is not going to come home and feel like he has to tussle for masculinity under the roof that he's in. So when you see these women, right, and I want you you to think about this for a second. How many loudmouth masculine women have a husband or a boyfriend that you respect? I guarantee you can't name 5. I guarantee that you cannot name 5 extremely powerful, outspoken, loudmouth women that have a man that has that is their equal in money, status, or fame. I can guarantee it. I bet you can't name 5. Can y'all? I bet.
I think at this point I'm accepting that, like, okay, no one's gonna like yearn for me. No one's gonna, love me in that way. And like, that's fine. It's fine.
So it's obviously not fine, and I think we can all see that. But to the women that resonate with this, I need to just pop the bubble that some of y'all are living in. Okay? This idea that your romantic relationships are supposed to include this deep, pining desire where you're just yearning for each other all the time, it's not real. It's not real. You're thinking of movies, TV shows, and books, okay? About romance, but that's not real life romance. In real life, a relationship is gonna feel a lot more like your friendships and familial relationships. It's gonna feel like that person loves you, cares about you, and does nice things for you sometimes. That's it. All the extra, the fireworks, the grand gestures, the roses, and that's really nice, and it will happen sometimes. But majority of the relationship is just gonna be 2 people who like spending time together, doing normal things together, like laundry and going for a walk in the park. Maybe you'll hold hands and watch the sunset or something. But that's really it. Y'all are looking for, it's not there. It's not real.
I don't think these modern women really understand the level of peace that a man receives when he stops messing with modern women, when he stops entertaining modern women. No longer is it, and we can even separate the dates, right? Oh, I got to take you to this expensive restaurant. We can separate that. We can just talk about how you keep up mess every day for no reason. You're always getting into something that you have no business being in, talking about you're doing it for the plot, and I've got to listen to the nonsense when I could be thinking about making money, doing a hobby, enjoying a hobby, picking up another one. Which one do you think is more appealing?
I surveyed 150 Black men, and what they told me changed how I see everything. I asked them, do you feel like you can be emotionally vulnerable in your daily life? And 90% of them said no. Then I asked them, do you feel like you can be emotionally vulnerable with your spouse or partner? And 80% of them answered no. This means that 8 out of 10 Black men do not feel capable enough to take off the mask next to the person that they're laying with. We wonder why so many Black men look fine on the outside while they're on the inside. This is what happens when an entire generation of men is raised to think that expressing their emotions makes them less masculine. If you are a Black man watching this, I want you to know that you are allowed to feel, heal, and need. I want you to comment just one word on how you felt, because if 135 Black men are feeling this way, then I know that you are not the only one. Don't forget to follow Brielle for more mindset transformation.
Scenario time. This is your homeboy's new fiance. So your homeboy recently got engaged. He says, yo bro, I know you have good advice for me all the time. You tell him, of course bro, I love you. He says, facts, but I want you to be honest with me about this one thing. He says everybody at his job complains about his fiance and says, yo bro, she is whack and she don't got a nice body. He thinks her body looks banging and he says, yo, I love this her and she's amazing. But he asks you and he said he wants your honest opinion if your life depended on it. He then says, I'm gonna send you a video of my fiance. He wants you to rate her body from a 1 through a 10 and he says, be objectively honest. And this is what he sends.
Hey baby, call my phone and say you need me, baby. I'm so green, you gotta teach me, baby. From Vancouver, you a BC, baby. Pull up, play by beep, beep, baby. And my shit came with the heat seats, baby. Swear my label gotta free me, baby. Blow on me just like some green tea, baby.
Now write in the comments would you go rate that from 1 through a 10 and be objectively honest. This is your homeboy's fiance. He's about to marry her.
Raise your hand if you've deleted the dating apps.
I reached a point today where I'm done. I'm just officially done. I don't ever want to swipe again in my life. I don't ever want to have the stupidest conversations in my life. I am good. And I'm just going to focus on meeting people in the wild. Like the good old days, right? I've seen actually so many women on this app especially talk about how like they're done with the dating apps and they're going to try just like putting themselves out there and opening themselves up to meeting people in person. And I do feel like we need to get back to that. And a lot of what's on the dating apps is trash, but I also have to take accountability because I don't really like who I am on the dating apps either. Really, in any of like my past relationships or where I've like seriously dated somebody, and if you're one of those people and you're watching this, I'm sorry, I might offend you right now, but I wasn't like initially super attracted to them. It was as we got talking and I got to like feel their energy and get to know their personality where that attraction, I'm like, oh, okay, I like you. And I just feel like that is so impossible to do on the dating apps, and I'm just over it. I'm like, here's to meeting people in the wild.
Women don't want nice guys is just cope propaganda for men who can't pull. Can you imagine how deluded you have to be? Is the reason she rejected me is because my heart is too pure and because I'm too kind. What makes it worse is that women, when they don't want to reject a man outright for being ugly or stinky or gross or undesirable in some way, they'll be like, oh, you're just so nice. They use it as a way to soften the blow of rejection, but it doesn't soften the blow of rejection. It gives them incredible egos. Ladies, please, if you are safe to do so, you have to start telling men the real reason you're rejecting them. I don't think you're attractive. That's the reason. Peace and love. Women don't like bad boys. They like excitement, passion, strength, courage. That is not the absence of kindness and empathy. They love kindness and empathy. This is like me saying, yeah, that guy rejected me because I'm just too beautiful. I'm so beautiful that it intimidated him, so he just couldn't be with me. He wanted to go for someone ugly. That would be stupid, right? That's how you sound. Legitimately think women are so stupid that they want to be treated poorly. That's what really draws them in and attracts them. Like, there's so much inherent misogyny in that belief. Women will certainly tolerate being treated poorly. That is not what attracts them. Idiot.
And you know, y'all keep on thinking because a man is opted out of dating and just stopped dating, that the man is bitter, that the man just hates women, when it's really just a cost-benefit analysis. That's it. Am I getting what I put out? And if I have to look at myself and say, I need to do better, well, maybe I don't need to be dating at that point in time. So that's one way. But if I look at myself and I'm saying, okay, I've got a couple of places that I can improve, right? But, you know, I'm kind of still looking. But when I look out there and I see maybe 2 or 3 things that I have to take care of versus you thinking that you're better than me and you saying, well, you got 10 things to take care of and I have none. I have none to take care of. A man is going to look at that and be like, delusional. So she says, I have tons of things to take care of, but she has none. I'm self-aware. I know there's probably a handful of things that I could do better, but she's saying she ain't got nothing to improve on. She's not even standing there thinking about what she can improve on. It's time for me to go sit down somewhere.
What do you think of passport bros?
For those of you who don't know what passport bros are, do you know what they are?
I was like, I have no idea what that is.
Passport bros are when men leave the US and they go to like Colombia or like Russia or like, you know, some place where it's more developing, and they go to pick up a wife there.
Oh, yes. Okay, I do know what this is.
Okay, yeah. So my opinion about them is, look, guys, I get the appeal. It's understandable that you'd want to go away from Western women who have, you know, more requirements and all that stuff, and you can go feel like a king being in Colombia with a hot girl, but you're missing out on the relatability factor. You know, you guys are going to have less to talk about, less to relate on, less to connect on. And eventually you can work up towards that if you start understanding her culture. But in my opinion, it's just my opinion. Every time I see a guy who does that, I'm like, you gave up. And, you know, I see guys do that, and it's like, look, dude, you could have a good girl in the States if you actually tried. I know people in the comments are going to give me hell for this, but like, you guys really, like, it is possible. Like, that's why I have a program. That's why I do what I do, is because if you make changes to your life and actually step up, you can get an amazing woman here.
So pretty interesting. A new 2026 report just came out from the Institute for Family Studies saying that young adults are currently in a dating recession. And this is backed by the following data. It says 5,000 young adults ages 22 to 35 were surveyed, and only about 31% of them are actively dating. And about 3/4 of women and 2/3 of men in that age range claim that they have been on very few or zero dates in the last year. But the research also shows it's not from lack of interest. It's actually 1 in 3 of those young adults, only 1 in 3 of those young adults feel confidence in their dating skills. So 2 out of 3 do not feel confident in their ability to date. So I'm wondering, do you think this is because of dating apps, social media? Do you think it's making us fear rejection even more? Because it's ironic that we have endless options in swiping, but yet fewer young people are dating. What are your thoughts?
Is inconvenience the cost of community? 1,000% yes. Is going to your friend's birthday party on a Saturday night inconvenient? No. Some of the examples that I see people using under the inconvenience is the cost of community like tagline is just normal socializing. I'm like, going to a friend's birthday dinner on a Saturday, that's inconvenient? Like, what else are you doing? Like, I find it hard to believe that you have anything else more important going on. What? Sitting at home and scrolling on Instagram? We're at that point where normal socializing feels inconvenient to you. You have to reorder your priorities in life. Like, seriously. And also, furthermore, as someone who has gone through periods in life where I'm not invited to anything, no one would really know if I was in town, no one would really know if I was home, no one knows what I'm doing because I don't have a community in the place that I live. It's actually not only is it perfectly normal to socialize, actually that's what you should be doing with your Saturday night, it's also a privilege to get invited to things. You're lucky to have people in your life, in the city that you live in the town that you live in, that want you to show up.
Women, I'm so sick and tired of the daggone complaining. Oh, there ain't no good men out there. Oh, they ain't at church. They ain't in none of the places that you said they are. They ain't in none of the places you mentioned. Oh, yes, they are. Good men are all around you. They just ain't interested in you. You see, it's not enough to just want a good man. You have to be qualified and worthy of a good man's time and effort. And keep this in mind, men are very visual creatures and good men are as well. So we got to be attracted to you for us to want to take the time to approach you. No, I'm not saying you have to dress provocatively, showing off all the goods, but you have to look presentable and be approachable. Have a pleasant look about you. Smile and make eye contact every once in a while when applicable. And once contact is made, be pleasant to be around, right? Be fun and fun-loving. Be interesting and show interest. Be a virtuous woman. Be womanly and feminine, but not feminist, okay? Don't be narcissistic. Don't be bossy. Showcase that you know how to follow his lead. Remember, a good man is a king, and he is searching for his queen to help rule his kingdom, not a queen who is trying to take over his kingdom and rule as king and queen, all right? So be worthy of queenship and be worthy of a good man's time and effort.
Just bear with me for a sec. It's about to get real stupid.
That's how you gotta do it, like, I'm gonna get my hair done right now. Can you help me out, baby?
This is a huge problem in the dating market, ladies, because a lot of you are taking advice from your friends, and your friends are getting that advice from 304s. This is a literal whore playbook, and I don't understand how y'all don't see it. She has the song playing in the background. Nasty dancer, dancer for money. Hello? Like, are we not seeing the signs here? I don't know where the algorithm messed up and women started taking advice from just any pretty girl they see online, but some of you are really taking advice from and then applying that to your day-to-day life and trying to figure out why isn't this working for me? Why aren't I getting men to pay for things the way that they do? Because they're and you're probably not, or at least trying not to be, I hope, right? So I need you all to take relationship advice from people that are in happy, healthy relationships and marriages. Not your friend who wants that man to pay for your lashes because they know you can't afford it. That's not the reason to date. This is ridiculous. Please stop taking advice from women like this.
Not understanding the disconnect, right? So if I can clearly choose friends to align myself with that are good people, why are the ones that I'm trying to date bad people? What am I missing here that's not clicking? You know?
So if all of your male friends are good people, yet all the ones you choose to date end up being terrible, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, you're choosing bad men on purpose because you like that. There's something in you that you just like a little chaos, a little avoidant, a little psychopath crash out, as you described in your video. It's very unfortunate that you think that this is what you deserve and that this is what you are romantically attracted to. But you're probably gonna have to change what you're attracted to if you want a happy, healthy relationship. Now, if you want your life to end up like a Tubi movie, then keep going down the pipeline that you're going. But I think some of the girls want a happily ever after. They just want it with the bad boy that like changed for them. And that is a scenario that really only happens in movies. Y'all gotta let that go. You're either gonna pick a good guy or you're gonna pick a not good guy. There is no not good guy that turns into a good guy because your is wonderful. That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
A man should pamper a girl on her periods. A man should always pay the bill on dates. A man should carry shopping bags. A man should put in efforts. I mean, I get it. But why is nobody talking about what should a woman be doing? What are women bringing to the table? I get irritated sometimes, because women on the internet are always like bare minimum, princess treatment, red flag, green forest, feminism, this, that. अरे भाई बट ब्रो तू क्या कर रही है? रिलेशनशिप के स्टैंडर्ड्स सिर्फ मर्दों के लिए क्यों सेट किए जाते हैं? व्हाट आर द स्टैंडर्ड्स फॉर विमेन? व्हाट अ मैन शुड बी डूइंग, उसकी तो एक लंबी चेकलिस्ट सभी ने बनाकर रखी है. बट व्हाट अ वुमन शुड बी डूइंग, उसके बारे में तो कोई बात ही नहीं करता. आई एम नॉट सपोर्टिंग और गोइंग अगेंस्ट एनी जेंडर. मुझे कोई कंट्रोवर्सी क्रिएट नहीं करनी. बस यही है कि एज अ वुमन अगर मुझे ये थॉट्स आ रहा है, तो इफ यू आर अ मैन वॉचिंग दिस, तुम्हें कभी ये थॉट्स नहीं आते?
And a lot of these men have moved on to greener pastures, if I can say it like that. They've moved on to better things. They've moved on to not chasing women around. And so you might be asking the question, or might be wondering why a man is not willing to beg, right? And as a matter of fact, my wife and I just got through watching this show. I think it's on Netflix called My Worst or The Worst Ex Ever or something like that. And you look at these women and they cry and they complain. And I think I might have only seen the first 2 episodes, right? And you don't want to condone what people are doing to the victims, but you hear the victims talk about what they've gone through, and then you'd be like, why did you even put yourself through that? But yet instead, y'all are getting into relationships. Modern women are getting into relationships with criminals. Literal, and this is not an exaggeration. They're on the books, official criminals. They're felons. Oh, well, I loved him and I just couldn't part ways. The man takes advantage of the woman sexually, and she's, oh, well, I still couldn't leave him. Are you joking? But y'all sit out here and give the good man flack. You want the good man to get down on bended knee and beg you to stay. You should be running it.